Well, my lovelies, I'm back. I'm sorry to have been gone for so long. I missed you all. I really did. So, I gotta make it up to you somehow. And I guess I can start my penance with this gem. But first I gotta give you a little backstory. Before I got busy with work and life, I stumbled across a channel called You Been Exposed. Yes, Y-O-U, Been Exposed. It was some guy who called himself Big Dread, and I think he meant to say Big Dummy because he was a flat earther. And was either too stupid or too lazy to be bothered to at least use proper grammar in his channel name. He did mostly live streams, and I was planning on just kind of picking through and doing a best of the worst and explaining why he was a dumbass and wrong. Unfortunately, he went and fucked up and violated YouTube's terms of service somehow and got his ignorant ass terminated. Well, it seems like he might be trying to make a comeback because I found this stunning example of fucktardedness. It's called The Solar System Gets Destroyed in 3 Minutes. 100% proof the moon do not cause our tides. Oh, and by the way, it's 13 minutes, 45 seconds long, so we already know he can't be trusted with numbers. That being said, let's rip this band-aid off and get this shit show started.
What's up everybody, it's Raven and we're back again today with another video on Flat Earth Teens.
You've been exposed. Now we're about to drop another bomb on y'all. For those who missed that last video, it's called Photoshopping Since the 1800s, featuring Flat Earth Teens. Make sure y'all check that out, show y'all love and y'all support. Today we're about to hit y'all with ooh-wee.
Ooh-wee is right. Not only is he making kids stupid with the whole Flat Earth Teens thing, but ooh-wee, what's this shit on his arm? Not only does he not understand reality, he also doesn't understand what a good tattoo is supposed to look like.
System of solar. Y'all know we just playing around, but we're going to destroy the solar system. It's proved to y'all undeniably that the solar system that they presented to us is a complete falsehood. It's a blatant lie. There's no way the solar system, it sounds good, but the solar system that they gave us as children all the way up to college is a complete lie.
Wait, what did he just say? What's that? There's no way the solar system they gave us is a complete lie. Did I hear that right?
There's no way the solar system, it sounds good, but the solar system that they gave us as children all the way up to college is a complete lie.
Huh. Well, shit. I guess I did. Well, seems like we're done here, folks. He said it, not me. I thought he was gonna destroy the solar system. Well, maybe he is. Maybe he's some kind of supervillain, and he's gonna tell us how he's gonna destroy it in 3 minutes. Let's keep watching and find out.
Now, I'm gonna give most of y'all know already that this is what they claim the solar system looks like, or what it does. They say that the sun is dragging the Earth and every other so-called planet right along with it. Now, the sun is supposed to be traveling well over 500,000 miles through space in a straight line, as you can clearly see up here. A straight line.
Wrong. No one claims we are moving in a straight line. That animation is just a simple representation of how the sun is dragging the planets along as they orbit it. In fact, the sun is moving in a curved path as it makes its way around the center of the galaxy.
And it's dragging the Earth with it, with its gravitational force. Now, I know a lot of people haven't talked about this or even thought about this, but if the force of the sun is actually pulling these planets in a straight line, how is it that the Earth itself is not spinning in the direction of the gravitational force from the sun?
Whoa. Wait a second.
What? What?
How is it this Earth itself is free spinning in an opposite direction, going in a direction in its own direction, actually? Because if I grab a vacuum cleaner or anything that you could consider has suction on it, put it in front of a basketball, and once I turn it on,
The basketball is going to roll towards the pool.
The pool, exactly.
No. I refuse to. No. There is no way you can possibly be this stupid. Space is not like a floor. Things don't roll around in space. Let's just take that idiotic vacuum cleaner analogy and place it in a somewhat better situation. Imagine a ball floating in the air, being pulled by the vacuum. It won't spin. It'll just go that way. The Earth's rotation is a completely separate thing, caused by a completely different set of circumstances, and has absolutely nothing to do whatsoever with it being pulled along by the sun.
Now, they also claim that there's gravity out in space, but the sun, apparently, gravitational force is more powerful than the gravity that's out, that surrounds it.
What? King of gravity.
Right, it surrounds it, so it would dictate everything that it's pulling. So not only that it'll dictate the direction of the object, it'll dictate the direction of the spin, of the rotation of the object. Exactly. So how's it, not only that it's circling around, how is it doing that?
Gravity, you fucking retard! Gravity! Have you ever heard of fucking gravity? Gravity! Gravity!
But how's it spinning like this when the pull is going this way? It's going this, basically.
So basically what it's doing is here, we have Earth.
Wait a second. That's Earth? You're missing a planet there. There's 2 planets between the Earth and the Sun. I think we need to rewind some and teach these 2 how many planets are actually in the solar system in the order that they go in. We got to go back to basics. Just start from scratch. Just wipe it all, redo.
We have the sun. This is the direction that it's going. This and that. And that means that all these other planets should be rolling in that direction as well.
Exactly.
But it's not. Instead, it's opposite. It's circular when it's supposed to be rolling. Now, it can still be circular, but they're showing it in the wrong way, as if the solar system was going up and down instead of forward. So if you was to switch the axis of the planets, in which is supposed to rotate around the sun, it was supposedly roll forward.
We've been over this, not doing it again. I just want to know how, in this day and age, with the vast amounts of knowledge we've accumulated, how people can be this dumb. Just how can you be this ignorant? It amazes me. It just blows my fucking mind.
Exactly. So with that being said, I also want to bring up another point of how they claim that the so-called, the tides, and how because of the gravitational pull of the Earth, of the moon, it creates the high tides and low tides. Now, when you look at the moon, the direction, I can be standing outside. Anybody could go outside at night, stand outside, look where the moon is located. Now, if the moon is right above you, that means the tide should be going away from you, because the pull of the gravitational force of the moon should be pulling the tides away towards it.
All right. Tide goes in, tide goes out. Never a miscommunication. You can't explain that. You can explain why the tide goes in.
Tide goes in, tide goes out.
See, the water, the tide comes in and it goes out, Mr.
So how is it the tides are allowed to come back towards you? That means the gravitational pull is strong enough to pull the ocean, but not strong enough to keep the ocean pulled.
Huh? What in the hell is this guy talking about? Words. He just says words. I don't think no, I just can't. I'm lost. Let's keep going.
So how is it free falling back? That means what they're saying is gravity has strength, but then it get weak.
That's correct. Gravity does have strength, but it is a weak force overall.
It pulls to get weak.
Also, I want to point out, why doesn't the sun have the same effect, since its gravity is 20 times stronger than the actual moon itself?
Okay, so I think he's been teaching her physics based off of his degree in pulling shit out of his ass. That's a very important field of study to the flat earther, in case you didn't know that. The actual gravitational forces between the Sun and Earth and Moon and Earth are 8.37 times 10 to the 18th for the Sun and 4.65 times 10 to the 16th for the Moon. And the tidal force is inversely proportional to the distance between the Sun and Moon, Sun or Moon and the Earth cubed. So, that being said, if she really wants to know why, maybe she should take some physics classes and try to learn and understand these things instead of just listening to this fucking knob.
So in the summer, when we know the sun gets closest to us, why doesn't that also have the same effect?
Underwater. That's good. That was actually pretty good. Yeah, you're right. The sun has a more stronger gravitational pull than the moon. So if what they're saying is true, let's think about this. The moon do not have strong enough gravitational force to have an effect on Pluto. Think about that. But the sun has enough gravitational force to pull Pluto along with it, which they claim to be the most farthest planet in the solar system.
Christ on a rubber crutch, is this guy stupid. If the only thing to consider is the force of gravity, this peckerhead might be onto something. But it's not. We also have to factor in the distances between the Earth and the Moon and Earth and the Sun, the tilt of the Earth, the rotation of the Earth, and Earth's orbit being elliptical. I know it can be tough to think of more than one idea at a time for the average flat earther, but he's got to try. Got to put some effort into it. Oh, and Pluto got kicked out of the Planet Club in 2006. This guy's 13 years out of date.
But yet, the sun has no effect on the water on Earth? How?
It does, just not as much as the moon.
That means we should, all our water on this so-called globe should be following the sun.
Of the sun and the moon.
Exactly. So it should be, we should not see this at all. It should be always flowing in the direction of the moon. We should not see the water being able to fall back down, do anything. You can do that. We can do that experiment with water as well. If you get something that sucks, or what, like a vacuum or anything that's powerful, have a bowl of water, turn it on, and the water will always stay flowing towards the actual mechanism that's pulling on it.
Or if you have a cup and you pour it half full and you tilt it, the water is going to stay tilted. It's not going to fall back flat into the cup.
Exactly.
And this is how the willfully ignorant do science.
This is crazy. So right now, what I'm saying is, what we are saying is that there's no way that the solar system that they presented to us could even work. Even on a globe, it would still not work.
And they try to use these complicated equations and all of these measurements and stuff to make people like, oh, well, I guess that since they don't understand it, they're just going to assume that it makes sense. And it's not a lot of science nerds out there, so they're just going to assume, well, they sound smarter, so they're correct.
See, kids, this is why you stay in school. Also, you don't have to be a science nerd, as Dreadylocks here puts it, to understand this stuff. All you have to do is go to school, pay attention in class, and ask questions if there's subject matter you don't understand or want to know more about. Yes, some of this stuff can be incredibly complicated. That's why there are people with PhDs in these fields who have dedicated about a decade of their lives to go to college and learn it. People don't devote that much of their lives and money to learning bullshit. Maybe, just maybe, those people might be smarter than the average layperson and know what the hell they're talking about.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, all they gotta do is give them oh, we run out of time, so we're gonna wrap it up anyway. But basically what they're doing is give them a badge, give them a coat, say they're a professor, say they're a scientist, and that puts them on a pedestal to say, I'm smart, you're dumb, you better listen to me.
Well, if Mr. Prison Tattoo here thinks he knows that the professionals are all wrong, maybe he can go get his PhD, do the science to prove everyone else is wrong, get his findings peer-reviewed, pass the peer review process, and become famous. But of course, he won't. Because that would mean he has to get off his ass and put in the work, and, well, reality would have to be different. No matter how hard he tries and no matter how bad he wants it, reality is not going to change to conform to this dickweed's desires.
Well, as we said just now, there's no way that this solar system can work. No way.
Except that it does.
There you go. There you go, right. All right, so we got one more thing. We got one more thing to actually discuss with y'all, and we're going to wrap this one up. All right, so we had this argument for a long time. And a lot of people say, well, why don't we see the same side of the moon?
It's tidally locked with the Earth? Well, that was easy. Good night, everyone.
Constantly. And I know there's been a back and forth. And some individuals had some pretty good arguments to explain how what they're saying is not true.
Oh, fuck. I knew it wouldn't be that easy. Trying to deal with a flat earther never is.
But we're going to take it a little further. Now, as you can see here, they always try to tell us, well, the reason why we see the same side of the moon is because the moon is spinning and the earth is spinning simultaneously. Hence, we're supposed to see that we cannot see the same side, but that's not true.
Oh, it's not? Oh, I can't wait to hear this explanation.
First of all, the earth is spinning at over 1,000 miles per hour. The moon is actually rotating around us twice the speed, but it's 138,000 miles away. If I'm standing on this ball, on this so-called globe, regardless of the distance of this moon, if I'm standing here and I'm moving this way, at some point I will see a different side of the moon. It might not be the back side of the moon, but it'll be to the left side of the moon, like let's say east of the moon, if we're rotating that way, or west. You might not be able to see the full back of the moon. You should at least start at some point, start to see a little bit of the dark side of it. Regardless, we should be able to see at least a little bit of the dark side of the moon because we're moving on we're standing on an object that's supposed to be moving. There's something above your head. If I'm looking straight up, the ground is not moving. If I stand at one spot, I'm going to look at the same thing for 24 hours if I stand there for 24 hours. But what happens when I start moving? There's no way I'm going to see the same thing above my head. Now, we're on this globe that's rotating. Your eyes will rotate at 1,000 miles per hour as well.
Well, fuck me running. He did it. He just disproved something. Didn't disprove the fact that he's the fucking moron, though. I guess he forgot that things further away appear to be moving slower than things closer up. He also seems to forget that it takes about a month for the moon to make a complete orbit, which there are periods of time when we can't see the moon at all. But hey, what do I know? I just graduated high school and went to college for a bit. I'm sure this 5th grade dropout has me beat.
So your eyes, what they're trying to say is that what is actually happening is that I'm standing on Earth looking at the moon. As my body moves with the Earth, my eyes are still behind me, stuck in one spot, so I'm seeing the same thing. That don't even make no sense. People, we have to wake up and we have to stop letting them playing with us. Because this is what they're giving you, and we're giving them $52 million a day for that information. That's wrong. That's completely wrong.
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
So in that case, even if we were to still be spinning, say the moon was above us, we know it doesn't stay above us all night. But as fast as we spin, and so it spins, we're going to see different sides each maybe hour or so, because it's only a short amount of hours in the night. So it would be like this. So say the Earth, spinning really fast, This is you at first, for the first hour maybe. You're going to see this side of the moon from the Earth. Now, you go on to the next hour or two, you're going to see this side of the moon. So at least in one night, you're going to see a few sides of the moon. You're not going to just see one singular thing, because the moon is also spinning with us. It's not stationary, or so you say. It's not stationary, so either way we will still see at least maybe 3 parts of the moon.
Exactly. You know what? To drive this home, I'm glad you brought up that point. Now, if I'm standing here and Florentines is standing here, there's no way she can see this side of the moon.
Well, that would be correct if the moon wasn't 238,900 miles away and was 6 feet off the ground and right between the two of you instead.
But yet, for some odd reason, we do. We all see the same side. But what really drives this home is that I'm going to say something to y'all, and I want y'all to listen to this closely, and I want y'all to pay close attention to what I'm about to break down to y'all, because it's very important. If what they say is true, in one night, and one single night, we should see at least 3 different phases of the moon. Because as we turn, you got to remember the sun is what's causing the moon phases, they claim. The sunlight is the reason why we can see it, and they say the earth is causing the moon phases. So if the earth is spinning, and you're standing there spinning, the moon should change as you move. It should move, the moon should change. You shouldn't see a full moon the whole 24 hours. Unless the sun stays still, the moon stays still, and you stay still. All 3 objects will have to be stationary in order for that to happen. So that's something y'all should think about.
So I've been milling around YouTube for quite a number of years now, and every now and then I run across something so stupid, it leaves me speechless. I don't know. I've got nothing. I'm completely dumbfounded right now. I honestly can't wrap my head around this level of dumb. Wow.
So yeah, I think we explained all this nicely. If there's anything you didn't understand, just go down in the comments and ask questions. We will try to respond as best as we can. And we hope you guys enjoy the video. Make sure to take some time out, look into this yourself, make up your own equations. This is just something that we came up with, something we thought about.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you have any criticism, any comments, just say it down in the comment section. We hope you enjoyed the video.
Make up your own equations. This is something we just came up with. What the fuck? That's not how things work. You don't just make up equations. You have to be able to show that what you came up with matches reality. And I can't just say the new equation for the force of gravity is 1 + 1 = 2. I have to be able to show that the results are correct. Again, kids, stay in school. Also, just coming up with something doesn't make it true. God damn. And yes, I am commenting on this video. This is my comment. Now, I'm done. I don't have anything else for this nonsense. The rest is just asking for subs and all that good stuff. So, I won't be wasting any more time with it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.